Sector Wars, play Astro Blaster.
If you destroy my city,
Intruder alert. The intruder must not escape.
Dragon's Lair, the fantasy adventure where you become a valiant knight.
you will be dead for soon.
Prepare to qualify.
Warrior needs food badly.
Lead on, adventurer. Your quest awaits.
Hey folks, Crazy Climber 80 here again. And this time we're going to look at a game called Joe and Mac Returns. This was created by Data East in 1994, and it is the sequel to Caveman Ninja. I liked Caveman Ninja a whole lot better than this game. The original Caveman Ninja was a platform jumping, scrolling adventure game. And excuse me, and they totally go away from that in this game. They just basically rip off Snow Brothers for this game. It's a fixed screen platform jumping game in which you try to subdue your enemies, and you end up rolling them either just across the screen or downwards on the screen to take out more enemies. It really is kind of a disappointment. The original was kind of fun. This one, it's alright. It's got the same silly, goofy graphics and characters and humor from the original, but I just like the gameplay so much better of the original. This was suggested by YouTube user Nathanwilliams Oldschoolgamer99. I remember seeing the original. I do not remember seeing this in arcades, but we'll get started. You control Joe as player number 1 or Mac as player number 2. And yeah, if you played Snow Brothers, this is very, very, very similar. One thing that's kind of different is you can get various power-ups sometimes from girls that will appear on occasion, cave girls. But you press the action button and you will slam your club on the ground, and this will create shock waves. If you're close to enemies, they will be stunned, and you can touch them and you will collect them in a bag, and you can stun several enemies and then go pick them up, and you'll collect a whole bunch in your bag. And the more enemies you collect in your bag, the farther that they will roll, and the bigger ball that they will become when you release them with the attack button. And defeated enemies, of course, turn into food items. Touch any enemy or their projectiles that they might occasionally fire, and you will die. You are a one-hit kill. And occasionally, you will face a boss, and then you will move to a different part of the island. And this is the first boss. He's a Stegosaurus. Some of the power-ups that you can pick up will allow you to have a further shockwave, or a shockwave that travels further. And on this boss fight, you have to stun enemies and then roll them at the boss. If you knock out the other enemies that'll appear, and that won't do anything, you want to hit the boss. And you'll get a whole bunch of food items to pick up after you've defeated the boss. You get a little goofy cinema scene between the stages, or between the islands, or whatever. It's really dumb, goofy humor involving a girl that gets undressed slightly or something, or her top comes off or something. Well, that was nice. I got a whole bunch of enemies there. But yeah, if a cave woman appears and you touch her, she will almost always release food items or power-up items for you. Ooh, there I got a whole bunch there. Awesome. That stone item, yeah, there was like a stone, almost looked like a stalactite or something. You pick that up and you'll have a ground wave that will travel further. And now notice that we've got this thing up there. That's a generator that will create more and more enemies, and you want to destroy that thing. And you need to get like at least 2 small hits on it with thrown enemies. It won't be hurt by your club or its shock waves. If you take too long, a ghost will appear. And since I destroyed the last enemy, he went away. I didn't touch the cave girl to have her release power-ups. But on rare occasions she might slap you, and that'll stun you. But usually she will give you some kind of power-up. And see those skates up at the top? Those roller skates will give you faster speed. Whoa, I almost got touched there. Don't touch that fire. You will get burned. And yeah, it's telling me to hurry up. Whoops, crap, I lost a life. If you collect enemies in your bag, or even one enemy, and you wait too long, they will break free and kill you automatically. So don't let that happen. If you are playing in MAME or an emulator that has invincibility cheat, you'll still die if you let the enemies break out of the bag and kill you. It's, if you can, try to collect three guys at least. They'll roll really far. The ball will be really big. And here's another boss fight. This is a Woolly Mammoth. The boss fights aren't super hard, other than that snowball on this level that just drops out of just about nowhere, and you cannot be ready for it sometimes. To destroy it, you can hit it with your club or your wave, ground wave. See, that just dropped on me and I wasn't ready for it. Well, that was my last guy. But then you get to put in your initials and you can elect to continue right where you left off. I will not do that here. I will let my time run out, but we will look at snippets of the remaining stages, and there's like a total of 7 different stages, and the stages are made up of several parts, and that number of parts changes from stage to stage. I don't know why the game over screen made all the enemies freeze or stunned. I got 3rd place. Barely missed out on 2nd place. But yeah, those skates will speed you up. On occasion, you might get a power-up that will make your club huge, and you slam it on the ground and stun all the enemies. also, on occasion, just pick up here, your score restarts when you have to spend to continue. I put on invincibility at this point just because I wanted to get through the levels quicker. Gotta watch out for that that fireball that he shoots out of his trunk every so often. You'll see it making its way through his trunk. So get ready to move. And the gal's taking a shower from the Woolly Mammoth, and he knocks over the wall. Kind of dumb, sexist humor. Sexist humor can be funny. And there's the ground wave power up again. On occasion, you might get a power up that lets you go to a secret special bonus stage, and we'll see that eventually. We're just gonna see snippets of the remainder of the levels. Just real quick snippets, and again, you need to destroy that little TP thing, whatever it is, and the bigger ball that you throw at it, the quicker it'll go down. You can't hurt it with your club. Some enemies can throw projectiles by this point. But yeah, again, if you got a second, try to just shock a whole bunch of enemies before you start collecting them. If it take too long, yeah, they'll break out of their daze. And here's another boss fight. Some prehistoric underwater creature. This game is terrible by any means, but I think it's a big letdown compared to Caveman Ninja. I've got a review of Caveman Ninja. I made it like one of my top 20 games of 1991. I like the exaggerated expressions when you beat bosses. To drop down to lower levels, you press down and jump. Player 1 and Player 2 run around her to make her dress go up. I didn't think it was that funny. That's stupid. Not sure what the hell he says when he appears to start each level. You will get burned by that column of fire, so don't let that happen. I'm not sure what he says when he gets the roller skates. I got a bawa. Sensible. Not sure what he says there. Wow, that was nice. If you collect the wheel just for a little while, then you can throw stone wheels at the enemies and kill them instead of having to collect them. There, she shoved me away, it looks like, instead of gave me any power-ups. That almost never happens. She usually gives you power-ups. Sensible. You'll see various different enemies on the different islands or different stages or whatever. There's, we got skeletons and we've got fire-spitting dinosaurs. Yeah, I really prefer the original, she smacked me again. I prefer the original, Caveman Ninja. It was, like 16, number 16 or something on my 20 from 1991 series. But I'm kind of disappointed in this one. Disappointed that they just went with what's it? A Snow Brothers type of game. I guess there were a couple other Joe and Mac games or Caveman Ninja games for various home platforms. Yeah, if you see a bunch of enemies close together. Oh, there I got. I think it says like the power up says like EX, and if you collect it, then you get to go to a bonus stage. Just try to take out all the enemies. Any women that appear, get the items from them. Yeah, the roller skates will make you faster, and here's another boss fight, and this is a T-Rex here. But yeah, you just collect the enemies and just throw them back at the boss. Trying to hit the boss with your club does nothing, and you don't want to accidentally hit the other enemies with one rolled enemy. Yeah, I'd never seen this in American arcades. Never even heard of it until MAME came along. This is Joe and Mac Returns. I got a bow, whatever. They took her top off. We want to see more come off, I guess. And again, that stone, well, it looks like a stalactite, gives you that ground wave. There's the gal again. Got a bow, sensible. Really don't know what they say. I'm pretty sure that that shooting star-like thing doesn't do anything. There's like a shooting star on these stages sometimes. Doesn't really seem to do anything. I've like tried to hit it with my club and nothing happened. Yeah, if you get 3 guys captured at once and throw them, there'll be a giant ball, but it won't last forever. I mean, it won't roll all the way down the bottom if you were like at the top when you released it. But it can still take out a whole bunch of guys. And there's that stalactite thing. I think if you collect more than one stalactite, then I think your ground wave might go further. I don't know what the maximum distance it can go is. I don't know what direction the home platform versions of Joe and Mac or Joe and Mac games were like. And there I've got another extra stage. Yeah, I think the extra stage power-up will say like EX on it. And when you pick it up, you do this big giant club slam on the ground and like stun all your enemies, and then you go to the extra stage. I guess one rare power-up gives you a brief shield. Sensible. Yeah, the stone wheel power-up doesn't last very long at all. And now here is the Pterodactyl boss. Just love the giant eyes with the tears coming out of them when they get hit. It'll sometimes pick up rocks or a chunk of land or something. It looks like a big boulder or something. And if you hit the boulder with your enemy projectile, it won't do anything. I got a boa. What? There's another cutscene. It blew off her top. That guy kind of looks like Karna, and I'm sure that's no coincidence, because Data East made Karna back in the late 80s. And he appears as an enemy at one point and breathes fire like Karnov does. So I'm sure that's an homage to their own Karnov. There was a sequel to Fighters History, I think it was called, for the Neo Geo, and it had Karnov as I think as a boss, and he breathed fire, and he could become really fat, like in this game. I got a boa. And there's the stone wheel again. But yeah, it does not last very long at all. Yeah, really, I'm not sure what kind of reception this game got, but I think people who really liked the original Caveman Ninja might be kind of disappointed with this sequel. I hope your week's going okay. Hope you look forward to the upcoming weekend. If you got any major plans, leave a comment about it. I got a boa. And now here is the boss of the 6th area. And he's a dinosaur skeleton. He's got a pulsating heart. And it just sits there after you cause a couple hits of damage to him. And his bones fly off and then they return. Kinda gross. I had to cheat. I mean, I just wanted to zip forward as quickly as I could and show you, no, zip forward to see me beating him. Just wanted to zip forward and get the game beaten as quickly as possible. What's happening? Oh, they're stealing these girls' bras. And then these guys might be stealing their underwear, their panties. Don't know for sure. But after you beat a boss, then all the enemies running around that you can collect and throw at the boss, they will still be running around, but they'll be flashing. They won't hurt you anymore. The boss has already been beaten. Yeah, don't let that thing that they're throwing hit you. Get these meat sticks from defeated enemies. Sensible. That guy that shot fire, I think that is an homage to Mizoguchi, which is a character from Fighter's History. And here's the Karna type guys. Yeah, I'm sure that's intentional. Some kind of funny homages in this game from Data East game characters. But yeah, generally a disappointment as far as I'm concerned. And at this point, we rehash all the bosses. And I mean all of them. And then you will face one new boss. Has like a couple different forms. I got a Bawa. And Woolly Mammoth again. Needless to say, if you touch the Woolly Mammoth, you're dead. I hate that those snowballs just fall right from the ceiling and they can land right on your head. Not be ready for it. I got a Bawa. And this prehistoric undersea monster. And the T-Rex again. And the Pterodactyl again. And again, if you let the enemies escape from your back, they'll kill you automatically. Don't let that happen. And if you take too long, a ghost will start following you. Note that you can't attack enemies. You can't hurt enemies through walls. You can stun them through walls with your ground wave attack. And now we have this robot thing. A robot in prehistoric times. Interesting. And he'll drop bombs too. And this guy has two forms. And he's going to change into the second form, or actually the head comes off and it's just a little, it's on a propeller and it flies around, and it doesn't take terribly long to kill it. See, each enemy thrown at it hurts it a great deal. And this is the end of Joe and Mac Returns. And obviously you can play two players simultaneous play, with player 1 being Joe and player 2 being Mac. And you get a special bonus for the amount of extra lives you have left. Well, that was Joe and Mac Returns, created by Data East in 1994, the sequel to Caveman Ninja. And they totally changed the gameplay in this one. This is a Snow Brothers rip-off. And the original was an enjoyable, cute little scrolling platform jumping adventure. I did see Caveman Ninja at least once. I remember seeing it in Nickel Arcade. This one I'd never seen before or heard of until MAME came along. That was Joe and Mac Returns. If I forget a request, and I will from time to time, I apologize. Feel free to remind me, you know, if it's been like a month or something and I haven't tried to make it or something. Don't worry about letting me know or reminding me. Just don't be a dick about it. I mean, I've got a lot going on in my life. I got a lot of hard work to do at my job. Got stuff to do around the house, but I try to answer requests. And I'll put in my initials here. That's Joe and Mac Returns by Data East in 1994. I hope you enjoyed. I will catch you later with another video. I'll try to get some more requests done. Well, that was Joe and Mac Returns by Data East in 1994. I will catch you later in the future with another video. Hope you all have a great weekend, and I will talk at you later. Take it easy, folks. Bye-bye.